I don't really know. Like I said, I had an exoskeleton empire or a 1.5 life form empire or an empire anyway. I don't really know. Empire means to is basically a flaming burning pile or something. Empire or something like that, realistically. But basically to be or basically group of people working together. Uh, the most amount of people, or the empires in the old days were basically just a bunch of wood burning together. You know, that was an empire, also known, or it's a football term or whatever. Anyway, it basically means a pile of flaming wood, pretty much. Empire, but it doesn't really matter. It sounds cool anyway. But but basically, as far as the biggest amount of sentient life forms being together, working together, and having the most unity of them all. My life forms, we were integrated, interlaced, interlinked. We did, we all worked together, mothers, daughters, children of all ages and races and or all life form types. At one point in time, I had the most amount of life forms working together, basically. Exoskeletons 1.5s and maybe even humans. So anyway, although the humans may have double crossed me or at least created this big nightmare or whatever, I'm not exactly sure. Like I say, you'd have to ask some gypsies. They had knowledge of me. In some ancient old gypsy tomes somewhere, there is talk of me, basically. Like I said, it was gypsies. They shrunk me. They made me little. But you're cute now, they would laugh and say. Anyway, I don't really know. Like I said, some gypsies found me a long time ago. Gypsy women, I guess you could say. I don't really know. So, yeah, I'm Lucifer Star. So I'd tell for years I'd say, gypsies, they happen to me, but I love them, and I did love them. I love the gypsies. They were a great, yeah, whatever. I don't really know, but I met them and got to know them. They got to know me or something like that. They were one of my traveling circus groups or groups basically. They'd go around and do things. They had some Germans with them, I believe, or something like that. Anyway, hodgepodge of different people working together. Yeah, whatever, I don't really know, but basically we built America, started America. And it gets all complicated and stuff like that. Like I said, unlike most other leaders, I always was one of those leaders that where I promised my people that I'd never forget them. I promised my people that I'd never disrespect them, that I'd never just be like whatever to them. Like I say, remembering those who had uplifted you or cared about you and had protected you and fought for you was one of my biggest things. Remembering the fallen, remembering the people who had come before you and worked and strived and suffered and believed in you. That was one of my big things is never forgetting who had made me able to do what I was able to do. And it was something that throughout my existence I tried to remember and hold dear, that it wasn't just me out there, that it wasn't just one group out there, that it was many groups, and it was the sums of the parts of the whole that made everything work. I wasn't a conqueror. We didn't conquer. We built. And remembering that and giving back to those who had worked so hard and suffered throughout the cold winter nights and stuff like that was one of my biggest things. Is remembering the fallen and remembering the past groups that had helped me and gone on all my crazy little missions or done my things. Like I said, great wealth would come to them, of course, but it was a long time coming, and there were lots of times when people were wondering how they were going to do it and how they were going to get through it. And they did, and there was always other people that also worked for me. Like I said, at some point in time, a lot of the people realized that so many people worked for me that they could almost get just about anything. It's like, yeah, millions of people worked for me. I had Germans, I had Irish, I had I had Amish or whatever. I guess you could have Amish. Although Amish was more to do with Abraham Lincoln. Oh. Nightmares that I didn't realize until later. But yeah, he wrote some books too. Who gave him a printing press? I don't know. He had some printed stuff, some printed works. Anyway, though, yeah. A man that tried to take over my country. Because he lived in a White House. But not the White House. Oh, and then he tried to adopt me. It's like, no, you can't adopt me. And then he tried to have me killed. And said, oh, but my boy, I will be... Actually, he said it in his voice, in that Abraham Lincoln voice. He said, oh, but I will be away giving an address at Gettysburg or someplace like that. Or getting dressed at Gettysburg or something like that in a hotel. I think he said he was going to go get dressed in Gettysburg. It wasn't a dress. He was going to be getting dressed in Gettysburg, and and then he would go down to have breakfast, and everyone would see him. And no one would believe that he had killed me. Oh, whatever. Or something like that. I don't really know. I don't remember. I mean, I did live past it, so at least it's over with. What a nightmare. Yeah, he thought that everything I owned was in America. It's like, well, I do still have people in China, Germany, and other countries, so, oh well. Guess you have to deal with them. So I was like, well, the thing is, Lucifer Star Lines, I'm kind of big. Like, I'm not just in America. Like, I have people in other countries watching out for me. So again, and other people. So anyway, oh well, poor Abraham Lincoln. Didn't see the forest for the trees. So anyway, yeah, he was going to be going and getting dressed in Gettysburg, or getting a dress in Gettysburg or something. I don't really know. Like I said, all I remember is it's the last thing I remember is is him talking about how he would be far, far away, and no one would ever believe that he had anything to do with my death, or something like that. And he was adopting me, and blah 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 blah. And he was also kicking me out of the house. Like I said, it was just a White House. It wasn't the White House. So, anyway, whatever. I don't really care. Oh, what a nightmare. Anyway, it's over with now, so whatever. And I don't really care. He's dead, I'm not. Many people tried to take over my America, thinking that I was just a small child. It's like, I'm not just a small child. I'm Lucifer Star. Yeah, whatever. Oh well.